Oh, it's you. I'm so not ready. Alright, so first things first, need to remind myself what happened. Alright. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Okay. That's why I assumed it was Junko's body, just because of the scars and the fake nails, obviously. The explosion was burnt, but the hand is what threw me off. The explosion was burnt. The upper body has burnt the upper body. Yeah, upper half of the body beyond recognition. Gosh, I need more coffee, guys. Beyond recognition, the upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet while the bottom half remained dry. Because the tattoo was the part that threw me off. Because I think the tattoo could. I mean, this could be that new girl, but this game has shown me that it's not that simple. So the tattoo could have just been put on there before, and this could just be a dead body that we have found. All right. The body is wearing a nobly long fake nails. Yeah. The body had a tattoo of a dog on the back of the right hand. There were bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noted that the bomb, which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym, had disappeared. It's hard to imagine these two events are unrelated. Sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30. This time is impossible to change, as it can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gotten wet. Yeah, because only the top part was wet. Makoto wakes at 7 a.m. Makoto wakes up for morning announcements. Makoto and Aoi arrived at dining hall. Makoto meets the others in the gym. Together, they head to the headmaster's room. Toko is told to find the pickaxe in the garden, where she discovers the body. Well, hello there, Cameron. I'm just refreshing my mind off this. The knife found near the body was the same knife that was used to stab it before the explosion. It also is the same knife that Toko had given to Makoto for safekeeping, and the knife that the mass assailant was holding when they attacked Makoto. The tarp was hidden among the other items in the tool shed. The open side was wet and filthy with mud and grime. The other side was completely clean and dry. So maybe this tarp was used to cover the body? Because it's impossible that the mud and grime was on the bottom while the body was being found, because of the fact that if the sprinklers went off and the top side that was clean was up, the tarp would be completely wet, not dry. So I think maybe the body was hidden in the mud and grime and then dragged out. That's my guess. Ooh, my bad. The number of chickens in the coop decreased from 5 to 4. Yoshihiro claims that there were, without a doubt, 5 chickens just before nighttime last night, and yet we're missing a chicken. Byakuya stated that there was no corpse in the garden just after nighttime. last night, so it can be assumed the murder must have taken place sometime after that. Byakuya also said that he, Yoshihiro, Toko, and Aoi were in the gym the entire night and none of them were alone at any point. See, it's hard to trust Byakuya because he kind of just lied early on in the game with the stupid, well, not lied, but he tampered with the crime scene. So I can never trust this guy, especially since Toko is going to listen to him no matter what. So she'll do whatever he wants her to do. That's where I think it's kind of sketchy. The corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering the body. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen. There were bloodstains around the wound. The body stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. It was noted, however, that there was no blood on the ground around the body. See, that's where another thing is. I thought that the body could have just been moved there. Because if the knife was stabbed all the way through the body, wouldn't there be blood on the other side? Mikuro Ikusaba, the female known as the Ultimate Soldier, she had been obsessed. Been obsessed. That doesn't sound like proper English, does it? She been obsessed. Surely that's a typo, right? With the military form from a young age. Hey, Eddie. I think I just found a typo. She been obsessed. Maybe it's a mistranslation. This was a Japanese game. That just sounds really weird. She disappeared while on vacation in Europe and reappeared in Japan 3 years later. Apparently, every member of Fenrir gets a tattoo somewhere on their body to represent their membership in the group. See, this is another thing why I think Byakuya has something to do with behind this stuff. Because he's the only person who really has access to this information. He has access to the private information, and he remembers all of it. None of us really care about reading it. And yet, conveniently, there's a Fenrir tattoo, which looks like it's been washed off, maybe, from the explosion. Could be wrong. So, He knows about it. We don't. And then apparently the killing game began with 16 participants, all students. It is assumed that Mikuro Ikusaba was a 16th student. Monokuma also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. The woodblock decoration was found in Kyoko's room. It looks like it's actually the key to one of the lockers in the dojo. A set of titanium arrows was found in the dojo locker where it appears to be 10 in total. Along with the arrows, there was also a wadded up ball of duct tape in the locker. The duct tape had traces of blood on it. It is assumed that this is related to the case, but nobody can imagine how. So my speculation, before we start, is that Byakuya is behind the plan. Somehow. Because it's convenient that he gets the key for Kyoko's room. Toko's the one who gave us the knife. We find a block in Kyoko's room that only he has the key to. And it's suspicious that he tells Toko to go get the pickaxe. And then there's the body right there where he found it. But there's no blood on the ground. So Toko may be the killer, quote unquote, but it's Byakuya's plan, or it might be Byakuya the killer, and then Toko followed along with it. So they're both the black end in this situation, which that would be very weird. That's my guess. I'm ready for this trial to throw me into a loop like it always does. That's my speculation, though. Tilt glasses. All right, let's go. And we still don't know where Kyoko is. I hope she's here. Nope. Well, Byakuya showed up together. Where the heck are you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you? Where are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? Huh, what? I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? Ah, so Kyoko is still here. What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard the voice, we all spun around and looked.
Hey.
Yes! She's alive! Yes! I'm here, and no rules had been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost. No, stop it, you idiot. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay there's no particular penalty for being late? Stop it.
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right. There's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. Yay! When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die.
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we've got to deal with the I just want to slap this man. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we could do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
What was that lag spike? I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before this trial started. Alright, what's up? Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
correct.
I went to investigate the second floor dorms. Second floor dorms? Is that the gate right next to the storage room. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. Huh.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Wait. So there's a whole nother floor that we haven't... So she didn't even get a warning? That's weird. Then when did you find out?
So...
Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over to the crime scene first. I can't go to compile completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school? What? Oh, another truth bullet. Okay, great. That's awesome. That doesn't tell me anything.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma. I like how the elevator doors
Makoto.
yelling. We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. I agree.
Seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me? Oh, for her? That's a strange way to put it. Is it because of the other student? The class trial is important for everyone, but okay.
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Let's do this. Let's do this, boys. The last one, being the last one left, I stepped on the elevator. Yes, I am happy, Eddie. I didn't think she was dead. It seemed a little weird that they kept saying, oh yeah, she died. It was like, not really. The shoes didn't match. That's how I visioned it. Shoes didn't match, and I doubt she would wear long fingernails under her, fake nails under her gloves. She doesn't seem like that type of girl. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears. The dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In the dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. It wasn't the illuminating light of hope. This trial is going to be a doozy. All right. I remember you said the one for Celeste was your favorite class trial. Where does this one rank? Is this one of the better ones, or is it kind of one of your least favorite ones? Ugh.
Can't wait! I can't wait!
What's with the colors? I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills! Chills!
Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Thank you. I'd love to save. I have 21. Do I have any more skills I can like? No, I just have everything. Okay, cool. That doesn't help me. I have 21 points, but I can't do anything with them. Cool. Awesome. All right.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
I would say this one is in the middle. My least favorite was the Mondo one. It wasn't bad, but there was a few things that rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, I agree. The Mondo one felt really weird because it felt almost out of character for him. But maybe that's just because I didn't interact with him. Yeah, I agree.
then I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Okay.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's probably the new student, or, like I'm guessing, is it's Junko's body. But I don't know where they would get Junko's body, so let's just assume it's the new girl.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Oh my god. Okay. Is this guy literally James? Is that? I'm not even insulting this guy anymore. Is this guy just James? What the heck? This man needs to be slapped so hard.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
Exactly.
No, that's a ghost.
Oh my god.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Ghost technology. I'm done. Okay, nope. The stream is ending now. Sorry, guys. Thanks for watching.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Thank you. Wait, he gets worse? No.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trick. Her gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
Hmm?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh. You're gonna make her take off the gloves? Are you kidding me? God, this game just keeps making Byakuya just that one annoying guy. It's like, we already know it's not Kyoko's dead body, but he's like, well, now that we hear about it, let's go ahead and take this chance to be a dick.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Yes.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Oh my god. I just want to kill this. Can he be the Blackened, please? Can we just have him die? I almost hate him more than Toko now. Good god. There's no way the corpse was Kyoko. But if I can prove why we're gonna be if I can't prove it, why? Oh my god. So I don't have any choice but to. Are we really doing this? Oh my god.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Oh my god.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No. What's wrong with that? I say what? So is it not that? I swear to God, if this gets me to lose so much stuff, I'm gonna be so mad.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
This is stupid.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
It's not that either? Are you kidding me? Bruh.
Shoot.
Bruh. This this is how we're starting the class trial. This is it. This is how it's gonna start. Alright, hold up. No, hold up. Oh, it's not that. I can't, what? I can't do the... I can't do that. It won't let me look at the...
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got
I don't think
burnt
it's
up
that.
in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong.
God.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
Oh. Oops.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
I'm not trusting you with any information when there's literally 3 women in the room who can vouch for this.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Thank you, Aoi.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
No. Oh my god, I hate this guy so much.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Thank you. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. I'm in agreement, Eddie. That is retarded. Okay. It's probably sprinklers, but we'll see. What do we got?
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Oh my god, you're still on
then
this?
who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so.
Whoa.
The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
No, there's the...
If
There's a
Kyoko
tattoo on
really
the right
is
hand.
still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
Yeah, I know he's a...
The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Well, I'm glad I
And
missed.
there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
I'm glad I missed. I
Well,
misclicked.
if we can't identify the body...
Oh,
No, that's wrong.
I misclicked so hard there. Yeah, I don't mind Byakuya being an ass and stuff, but good lord, some of these
There
people
was
just
one
make me want to
clue
bang
left
my
behind
head.
that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
Mm-hmm.
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Okay.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
What? 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 I thought I nailed this guy's personality traits to a T. I got nothing anymore. I can't figure out this man.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Okay.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information, we can... Okay, so we have to compare that. Would be this, right?
I got it!
Yeah.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... Wait, what? Oh. I wonder what this word is.
Now I understand.
See, that's a better Hangman's Gambit.
The representation of Fenrir is...
That's a lot
a
better
wolf.
than Schizo.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Where was this nerdy side from? Hold up, what? How did they make Toko better and Hero worse in a class trial?
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That was pretty cool.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
All right. See, this is what we were saying. It says...
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
I'm glad they point that out. And yes, Eddie, I agree. Hero
If I
is...
remember correctly, that other information came from... Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
Well, if
It
Monokuma's
must
still
have
there.
been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
Oh.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Oh?
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Why do you care, Monokuma?
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait.
I guess
But
that makes
remember
sense.
this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Yes!
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Why do you keep pointing me into this? I'd say it's this one, right?
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Not true, because we know if it was at 7:30, it would be completely
Then I
wet.
guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
Nope.
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
We found it. Let's see. We found it. I also I'm really mad I didn't think of this idea earlier. 9 a.m.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time?
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Mm-hmm. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
I also don't like whenever they do the fidgeting when it's not like an important thing. That's really weird. It's just like, I'm having a seizure explaining this simple task.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Mm-hmm. Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi for... Okay, so then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't prove my alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time, which we can do with the sprinklers. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I noticed that, but with Toko, it's funny. Yep. It makes sense with
We've
Toko.
established a time frame for the murder.
Yeah,
It
we
took
know.
place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
What?
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
What?
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Did I miss? That looked like it hit, right? Am I going crazy? That looked like it hit.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
it took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
Let me try it more centered. No? Don't scare me like that. Makes me think that something... What? What did I mess up?
Shoot!
There must be a contradiction. What? So I have... It's not that. It has to be the sprinklers. So is it the other one?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
All right.
That's wrong.
Okay. I don't know why that should have said to 7:30.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the
Sprinklers.
sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
What? No, that... Alright, never mind. Toko just lost a lot of points.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Yep, okay, never mind. Both of those could just go burn in a hole.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't sprinklers I got. Okay, all I have to do is hit Toko with a certain evidence that should do it. Okay, look at the body itself. It should make it clear. Oh, do I have to do one of those? Okay.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
Final strike.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
What? Where? What?
This should prove it.
I thought I had to pick a bullet. Last time it said I had to
Just
pick a
remember what
bullet.
the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
That was weird. Okay. Yeah, last class trial, I had to pick a bullet, didn't I? Am I remembering wrong? I guess not all of them I have to. Okay. Remember what the body was like. Okay.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
Mm-hmm.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Agreed, Owie. Holy crap.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Mm-hmm. You're not out of it yet, Kyoko, but come on, girl. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Oh. Okay.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Eddie? I remember you saying we can save somebody. Is this the part you were talking about? Or is that in the next chapter? Because now I'm worried. Huh.
Which
Okay.
is why I can't let that happen.
Oh. Never mind.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
I got stooped by you, Eddie. Gosh dang it.
This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
I did remember you promised that you would tell me whenever that moment came, so that was probably my bad. I was just really worried whenever that happened. I was like, stop wasting time.
Shut up, you!
Thank you.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? Oh, screw you, man. No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
So you're just gonna let me suffer through it if it happens. Okay, I see how it is.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Okay. I'd probably be body before the explosion.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp... It was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Thank you, Eddie.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If it was washed, it...
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, you're Can we have her back? Can we have them back? Can we have some other people back? Like Chihiro, Celeste, somebody back? I hate this dude so much.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? Blood was a camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
That is the one smart thing that you've said this entire time.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
That was a smart thing. I know it's not what happened, but that was pretty smart of him. I'll give him that.
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
The chicken blood.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
Mm-hmm.
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Oh, no.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Okay, Aoi, that's a little weird. I don't think they would have eaten it if they were trying to use it to hide a body. But that's a little bit different than what I thought was going to happen. So I knew the stabbing through the entire body was a little weird.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right?
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait.
Oh, it's backwards.
No. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
And it's backwards.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off.
Okay.
But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Well, yeah, I knew about that, that cultural thing. It was just the way that Aoi said it. It just sounded weird. She's like, how dare you do that? At least eat it. Like, you after you just use it for its blood, you just eat it immediately right there. Not cooking or anything. It just, that's the way it sounded to me. Just in the scenario right there.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp. They pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh no.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Oh no.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Oh no. Wait a minute, Kyoko, no!
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
I didn't do anything, I swear. The suspicion falls back onto me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. What? We're getting truth bullets what? Alright, Eddie, I see what you mean. This is interesting.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
Great.
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Sorry, I'm back. It's getting a little cold. I needed to warm myself up.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
No. Oh my god. Are you trying to die? Oh my gosh. Ooh. Holy crap. No.
Oh!
What?
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, absolutely not.
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Oh, great.
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
I do like this one. I like the mystery.
So, what about it?
See, I didn't think this one would be that hard of a trial because I saw all the truth bullets. I was like, okay, that makes sense and all this. But now they're adding truth bullets before the class trial and during it. That makes it interesting.
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
It's not me, I swear.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
It's not me, I swear. More important, the knife, yeah. Give it to me. Kyoko, no.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure what exactly happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Oh, you shut up. You wanted to end this trial with a coin flip.
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
You probably don't even know how to do 12,000%. And you literally thought Kyoko was a ghost. I'm not trusting you whatsoever. Considering everything till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Okay.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Hold up. Before we do that, I want to see. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it getting wet. Later, then they removed the tarp and the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket was previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. Okay.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
No, Eddie. No, we should not.
The knife
So-
we found lodged in the... It's the same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Just because I had the knife once, that automatically...
Well,
Getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Doubt. What? Is it not
Shoot.
that? Did I mess up?
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is,
Must be
isn't
that.
it? I was...
If he did have that seals it. Just because I had that automatic...
well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Right?
Is it that?
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Cameron, no. That.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Hiro is the type of guy that we could have during these class trials that would get us all killed because he's so stupid. It was stabbed twice the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. Exact condition is probably written down to. Wait, the exact condition of the body was written down. Oh. Duh.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Oh my god.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but... what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
He's gonna make me
ya,
do it.
I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
This guy would be such an Eevee main on our team. This guy would be an Eevee main. That's all I'm gonna say.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Why do I have to tell her?
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
We, you mean y'all?
It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that
Is Kyoko.
is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Okay. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. All right. I need to concentrate. Okay. I love this class trial music. This one right here, just a little.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Yeah.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
No. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. You think it's some mistake lurking at what I said?
Shoot.
I think this one I need to get the. Look at my file 5. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. There is, however, that before the blast, the victim was stabbed a single time and went completely through the body. I love this music so much. I've always listened to the class trial music while at work. I bet people get annoyed by it. He also had been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with wounds, but these were several days old. So then, what do I... Hold up, what? Shall we
The
debate?
victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then
What?
There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Was it this? No, it's not that either. This one's weird.
Shoot!
There must be. Okay, I'm gonna let him finish. See
Then
what he
shall
says.
We continue the debate?
Okay, so
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
victim fatal
The
injury.
explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Listen to explosion.
Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Then
Hold
there's
up.
only-
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire
I hate
body.
how I'm getting better at this almost at the end of the game.
then shall we continue the debate?
The victim's
Fatal injury has yet to be determined.
Yep.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Oh my god.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
Ah.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
No.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
Oh my gosh.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
We're gonna let that slide.
Thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
What is happening? What is happening?
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
What is happening? I'm scared. What? Oh no! Okay. No, I want to leave this situation immediately. This is no.
Seriously?
I do not like where that was going. I am out. I am goodbye, everyone. I'm gone.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Eddie, you probably forgot because it's a good thing to forget that. Real murder weapon. It was. Titanium arrows. That's what we saw, right?
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her.
Mm-hmm.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
It does.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hia for doubting it because that's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. The wooden block key. Probably what it is.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound.
Well, it said the weapon must have been about as it seems like an arrow would just be too...
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Okay, Toko. I mean Eddie.
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
I know about that one, but what the heck?
Dang, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
Impossible.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
But you had the key. You had the key. Kyoko couldn't possibly put the wood block in her room because you had the key before we even found the room. Or found all that. I remember meeting her in the dojo, but it's impossible for her to have the key and put the key in her room because she didn't have the key for her room. Byakuya took it immediately after we woke up the next day after the class trial. Evans and Kyoko went to the dojo. Must be connected to a dojo locker.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
But you had her key. I'm not the only one crazy right here, right? Byakuya has Kyoko's key. He got that at the very beginning of the chapter.
This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She is protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Could that be when? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
God dang it.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Oh, God.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
'Cause you had the key.
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Byakuya should know better than anyone. What does that mean? When the body was found.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya. Yeah, which would mean, yeah.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong.
See, I thought I was going crazy for a moment.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in.
Mm-hmm.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious what? But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? I'm confused. Obviously, there's no way of getting in without my room key. I couldn't possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. Mastermind's trap. The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko, but what if that's not really true? What can I do? Oh no. What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. Oh no! But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here. All right, chat. Got 3 votes. Obviously, runaway is the worst option. This is probably what Eddie was mentioning too for the longest time. Can I save? I can't save. It won't let me save! Ah, okay. So 1 is to follow Kyoko, 2 is to save myself, and 3 is the dead end. I'm assuming pursuing the lie is to save Kyoko. Letting it go would be just following the trial and... Or no. Pursuing the lie would mean like I'm trying to figure out why she lied. Letting it go would mean I'm trying to save her. And then running away would be just getting me killed because, you know, running away, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm assuming. And I wish I could save to do this part. Because good lord. So if I go off of what I had to deal with the entire thing, if we break the... Let me think about it first, Eddie. So, answer me this. Answer me this. Obviously, one of the... You don't have to tell me which option, but obviously one of these is the wrong answer. Like, it's going to get me killed. Like, it'll be game over. And then the other 2 actually continue the class trial, right? That's right. Thought so. So, out of all the people in this game, Kyoko has given me the most to trust her with. But by the rules, I would die. You know what? Screw it. Eddie, is it to let it go? Is that how you... That's how you save Kyoko, quote unquote? That's how... Because I'd like to follow her path. Because she's the one that I really think is one of the better characters. So let it go is the answer. Got it. Before I select, it is let it go. Because I know there's a chat delay. I just want to make sure I'm clicking the right one. It is Let It Go. Okay. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she could kill someone. There has to be a secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned. And one more thing before I continue. Was this the option that you encountered in your first playthrough? Because I know you've played the games, and maybe multiple times. I don't know. This doesn't seem like a game you could play multiple times unless it's your challenge run. Just curious. Is it raining, or is that the heat, the air conditioner? I know I'm a little paused on this moment. I was just curious. Yeah, it was. This part is set in stone. Oh, so was there only one right answer? So there was 2 wrong answers?
Well, does no one have a rebuttal?
The choice will always come up. Okay.
Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
What?
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Okay. So the path happens, but it's probably one less person is what you're trying to say, right? Or maybe there's a good ending, bad ending.
Huh? Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
This is so weird.
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
What?
Voting time?
What? 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 Okay, I thought this was going to be a longer class trial, but okay.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
I don't like where this is going.
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
What? Wait. Wait. Eddie? Eddie? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Wait. It's all your fault. Wait. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. What? No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
Makes perfect sense. Wait a minute.
Shing!
The same as always. It's like all of the other class trials. I'm gonna end it the same way.
Kills! Chills! Kills!
Wait a minute. Wait, why would I? Why do I? What? Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
What? Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Wait. Did I pick the wrong one? Wait. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. No, wait. Was I tricked? Is this the game over scene? Did I mess up? After school lesson. Wait, why? Hold up. Why is that? Why did it show the sperm and the eggs? Well, goodbye, guys. I'll be gone from this world. Oh! Wait! Wait! She's the alter ego still alive? What? Oh my god! What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego? Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell. I don't believe this.
It would seem...
Seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. Stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in the garbage-strewn pit in a way that's even better special punishment. But still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Yeah. Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Well then. Don't play that happy music while I'm just going through all that. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. What? It brings in top students from what? Raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. Two things you have to attend. You've already be tending and you'd be very best what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. So I'm curious, Eddie, this is just off subject. So if you actually lose, because I know there's a way, it's like, hey, yeah, I keep trying. Obviously, the harder modes, you can't do that. Is that how you die in the regular? Like, is that how they kill you, or is it different per trial? It was me. What? Ugh. What? What? Where am I? I woke up at a head resting on top of the hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle in some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? What? It wasn't any classroom I've ever been in before. What the heck is going on? What? Finally, I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Was this another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. That awful, what an awful smell. It was the vast dark cavern from the barest hint of the light seep. Oh, okay. I was curious. Trash was piled high as all across the area. Which is an underground garbage pit. The heck situation to find myself in. It's the beginning of my problems. It's gonna get stuck here if I waste any. No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. Heck yeah! He used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. You go, Alter Ego. I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up, I started looking up way out there. Alright, what do we got here? Okay. Ooh, this is wonky looking. Alright. Is that an airplane? How did something like this wind up at the school's garbage pit? Is that a rocket and a tank? Better not be too much seeing down here. That's a rocket and a wait, did I not click the right thing? But that's probably the one that fell down with me. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled and kicked, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. I decided to look around for some food. Oh. So if I didn't like Kyoko as a character, I would have got that ending. Look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I search for some water. I can be sure to use liquid I can drink. It's a bad idea. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. That's not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making a proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. Okay. Sleep was deep and uninterrupted. Only way I'd preserve a little strength I had left. Okay. I could be sure. Full day has passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like waiting for some kind of sign come falling out of the sky. However, it fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Got crunch. What the? Strange sound pierced through the sound insulation, jarring. Trash. Something fall down over there? How many people are a Kyoko hater, though? I don't get that. Why would you hate Kyoko? She doesn't seem like a hateable character. Or maybe I'm just a good judge of character. Giant piece of trash just fall down here.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
I like how I read your comment immediately after I see this. Because of how stoic she is with a cup of noodles on her head. I just thought that. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Oh, thank you. We could talk once you've finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water and she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Ooh, that was really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. You still haven't given up, then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. That's so weird. Why? I don't get why people would hate her. That feels weird. I don't know. Just on top of my head, it just sounds weird. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt, or... No, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. I bet you were here with trash on your head. Cameron, if you're still here, I'm curious. Do you like Kyoko, or would you have picked to pursue the lie? No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive no matter the cost. Well, you gotta tell me now. I lived in trash for a day to make sure that you could do this. I agree. Cameron, how can you become the lie?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive.
In other words...
Is so I can do what I came to this school to do. what? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So it was some of the reason that you came to Hope Peak. That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? Woke up, I was trapped here.
Right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. See, okay, I don't know if this is a plot hole or anything, but everyone has the card IDs, right? So why doesn't your card ID explain who you are? Like, why is Kyoko the question mark, question mark, question mark? If Monokuma is the one who made all the files for us, he should know what everyone's ultimate ability was. What would you make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive that was the work of the Mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the Mastermind's plans. So the Mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
But it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the Mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the Mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the Mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. And since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The Mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit of what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the Mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the Mastermind. I understand.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Just like that, the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Hey, don't double click. Okay. Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I've never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. So then, wait, do I have to click there? You said you had a reason for doing all this, investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Is your purpose the ultimate waifu? No, I'm joking. You mentioned your ability.
I...
My ability, what everyone should have known for me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Really? It's just really on the nose like that? Is it really that simple? Well, I bet she looks the part and she's hot for it, so you know what? Good for you. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
Who just sent me a friend request? Okay, weird. I just randomly got a friend request on Discord. I don't even know the person. The reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here at the school. It was the mastermind, right?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster at Hope Peak Academy. Okay, the headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my Oh. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak headmaster. I thought that would be pretty obvious. And then that explains when Ultra Eagle told us that he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I'll have to find him a headmaster.
No matter what?
So,
No, I was reading stuff. I think I got spammed on Discord. And I was also reading y'all's stuff too. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose was coming here to find him.
However,
that makes sense. But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear. There's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said that what I felt based on what I had seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's the map, it's the map, it's the map. It laid out the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster room along with Mukuro's profile in that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. I figured the headmaster would be some kind of private room there, so I assumed if there were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check. And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I did notice that the second floor of the dorms didn't have cameras and monitors. So that's what it was like. That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What? What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it's must be important. Really ominous. Well, we're going deeper into rabbit hole, aren't we? Which is why I had no idea what was going. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Let's just be clear. I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know, you're right. but that just means everyone that you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her?
Anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point to the class trial Makuro Ukusaba was to get me killed. To get you killed? Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Speak Academy at your discretion. Oh! Well played,
In other
Kyoko.
words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with the rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves are somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ukusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night? I can hear them, you know, the footsteps of the god of death? What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms that had sudden sense of dread, and I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave the case right away as I followed it. I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
It wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was. They ended up dead,
correct.
and their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It was all to be the work of the mastermind in the attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So it was all mean that whoever killed Makuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have a conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, doesn't that create a contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Makuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does that all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Makuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever is responsible for that, they're their ultimate despair.
It would seem
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then
indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. That is our real enemy. Woo! Oh, interesting. I thought it would count us as dead because, you know, we technically fell down, well, whatever. But, oh well. What the heck is that? Dream Island rocket? Okay. Interesting. So I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to save this in slot 3 because I am curious about the other choices. The Ultimate Despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. There's a door there. But we have a way to open this door. Oh, I have to talk to her? Really? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? The secret tool that you got from the headmaster?
Indeed.
Of course I do. Absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I have never part with it. It can only open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Ooh. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko, we could use that key of yours to open this door, right? Yes. Why?
It's true.
Why'd you repeat that? Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid into the keyhole. That sounded very seductive. Why'd they do that? They slid it into the hole and then click. Oh, okay. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We can quickly open the door and made our escape the garage pit. Finally. We finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight has just begun. After leaving the garage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh my god. God dang it. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Guys, focus. Keep your minds out of the gutter. I'm talking about you especially, Cameron. Focus. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Eddie, calm down. Calm down. Both of you. I had no idea we were so far. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now I said it's kind of nervous. Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. So, you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? Thank you for covering it. How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of Wait, you're a generational detective? What? Are you related to Batman? Okay, I come from a long line of detectives in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. So then your family is famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But then how come your family's tradition, right? So,
right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of the society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed. We do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? So that explains. Before I came here, whenever I was looking up, I never saw anything about her. Yeah, because she hid herself on purpose to protect her pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something that a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Kirigiri detective actually has a really good name to it. I actually like that. Way to go. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you had to go so far to enter Hope's Peak, was because of how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad. Wait a minute, hold up. Never mind, I'm not even going to focus that. No shame in that.
what?
Reconnect. Had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you're reuniting after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk about to my father.
However,
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, and he had a promising future.
However...
And he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. Oh, so that's why she's saying don't run away. She hates running away. See? I did the right thing. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. Young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Wow. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. And I gone with it. The Kyoko haters would have missed this great story. I'm so upset by that. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko in the ladder, but I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. That might have been what she might have been feeling. All I could tell is that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative, the more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in the position might say, right? But it's not true. There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of the family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow had been following me the entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him. And tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. And we are connected by heart and soul, no? Are we connected by heart or soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Kyoko, where are you? No. The artwork right here is really weird. It's like 2D, but it looks 3D, like PlayStation 2 graphics. It looks like this is it. On the other side of the door, Hope's is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. Oh, I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand and pushed against the hatch. Hatch open with ease, and so it's nighttime. Looks like we're back.
Whew.
I can't believe how long the ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back at Hope's Peak Academy. Great! I'm glad to be here. Brr. Kyoko, thank you. I would never gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Okay, so now what? So now what do we do? That's what I said. I'm glad that I didn't die, of course, but if the Mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
let's get a concrete answer, huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try and hide, it's only a matter of time until we've found out. So it's not like we can run away. She said that. She pointed nearby a safe angle camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the Mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The Mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does that mean? He has to follow the rules.
So...
Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makura's death. There was a moment where the Mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. It'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. So Eddie, if you're still awake, I know it's kind of getting late. I thought this was going to be ending quicker, but there's a lot of dialogue. How much game do we have left? I'm still a little to no super uneasy about this. But no, we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Because I don't want to start a whole new thing. If it's going to be like... If there's a whole nother episode or two after this. I don't want to continue on. Wait, what? Oh. Maybe about 4 hours a game. 4 hours? Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, then this would probably be a good time to stop. We're in between. These are the dorms that she was talking about, right? Those are probably the dorms she was probably talking about. So this would probably be a good time to stop so I can continue on later. Because there's nothing big going to be happening at the moment. It's just going to be like, hey, this is technically, quote unquote, the free time. Unless there's a little bit of dialogue that you recommend me doing before then. I don't want to just go through a whole dialogue spiel and it lasts another whole hour. If it's just going to be a quick one getting us set up for the next episode, I wouldn't mind doing that. Or next stream. I say episode. Next stream. Which, by the way... Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Not really for you. Rest in peace. 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 So there's only one person I really don't care about. And that's Leon. That's messed up. I should go talk to Monokuma? Okay. Then I will do that. Oh, Monokuma! It's time for our dinner date! Wait. The gym. I almost did that. Monokuma! My bear darling, I missed you so much. What? Oh.
Well now.
Hey, 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 hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. That's unfortunate, but that is the rules. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you executed Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up that last class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted to excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be the chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
Then Makoto chose to overlook my lie. Your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You just realized like Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. I don't know why. Just the way he's just like, I can explain.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of being that you could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose? You talked big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto? Well, and you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is it then? A comedy routine? To make such a bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was a killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. he would have been gripped by the despair you love so much to inspire.
However,
But here we are, confronting you without nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think of you if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because of what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course you can say Of course you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to
then
do.
I suggest you take my advice. And what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mokuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makuro's killer, of the mastermind of themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably be just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barret!
Very interesting indeed. Oh, Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. It's time for bear jokes. Now that you've suggested might be plausible, it would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words...
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince me that you and the viewers right. It would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I prepared to agree to your terms. Oh my gosh. Will your hope win out? Or will despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
I have one final grisly showdown. He agreed? Then we still have to a shot at this.
Barret!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely fitting in.
You guys!
So for the final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. What? All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can
then
barely
that'll be
contain
enough
myself.
to qualify as victory for you. Okay.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mokuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of it, we'll all face execution, right? I could barely contain my excitement. Then you'll learn the whole truth. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? The one, when one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held?
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? It's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on school regulations. And having a trial for Makuro is no exception for that. Huh? Makuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would mean that whoever killed Makuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. The only people to take a single step in Hope Speed since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. I'm really gonna... You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Oh. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Ooh. Just making sure it did it. Okay. Oh, come on. It's like she knew that I was picking Kyoko over her. She's like, did you forget about me, Makoto? Anyway, thank you all for coming to watch. There was a lot happening. Eddie, thank you for helping out a little bit for the choice, because I felt like I would have picked that choice anyway because of how much I like Kyoko, but thank you for, especially since I couldn't save. I thought that was a little BS. I am really enjoying this game, and I actually enjoy the little twists and turns in it. Maybe there's going to be like 2 more episodes left. Maybe 1 big episode. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But I hope y'all all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next time. Goodbye.